welcome to Tech Talks, the People and Planet podcast. Today, I'm joined by Ted Finn, the founder of Uplift Ventures. Ted, hi. Good to meet you. How are you?
Hi, Lee. I'm doing well today. Thanks for having me on today.
Oh, I'm super excited to learn more about this product. I think it's something that everyone has experienced if they fly. It's all about jet lag, isn't it? And a solution for that. Tell us more. What's the problem that you're solving with the company mission? And what inspired you to get into this?
Sure. It's an interesting story. The problem that we solve is really around circadian misalignment, or the misalignment of your body clock. And we do that in travel today for jet lag. And we're also working on that for work, for night shift work. For travelers, what that means is for those who travel, where we've all been, is we're thousands of miles away from home. We're totally exhausted, and we're lying awake in the middle of the night.
Yeah.
Or we're up wide awake at 4 a.m. knowing that today is going to be forever. And that is jet lag and circadian misalignment. And what we've done at Uplift, based on the work and the inspiration of my co-founder, Dr. Charles Krebs, we've developed a solution to reset, realign your body clock system to your new time zone.
Was it? I mean, it sounds like a no-brainer. It sounds amazing. So this is scientifically backed. This is yourself as a co-founder. How does it work?
Sure. So Charles is a neuroscientist who was living in Australia, developing protocols using what we call precision nerve stimulation of pressure points to influence your neural network and your body. And he was doing that for kids who had ADD and ADHD. And he was making great progress, and all of a sudden there's institutes in Europe that want to talk to him and have him come teach these protocols in Europe. And he's living in Melbourne, Australia. So he starts traveling from Melbourne to Europe. Yeah. It's neurology, and he's got a problem with jet lag. So he figured out a system to influence part of our body clock system. We have clocks in our brain, we have clocks in our organs, we have clocks in our cells. And Charles uses the pressure points to influence that network and reset the body clock system.
Okay.
We put that in a mobile app for travelers. They save a trip, and when they arrive, we calculate the solution for their travel with an algorithm. There's over 100 different solutions, and they're very time sensitive, so they change. And you follow the videos and the pictograms to find the 2 points and activate them on the left side and the right side for about a minute or 2 each. And that inputs information into your network. It changes blood flow, energy, and nerve stimulation through those pressure points and realigns your body clock.
And how long does it take to realign?
It takes less than 10 minutes for a new user to do that. For what we call power users, because there's people that have crossed, like myself, and scores of others have crossed hundreds of time zones. About 5 minutes when we land.
It's crazy how that works so quickly. So just to be clear then, I'm based in the UK. Let's say I'm flying to the States. So minimum -5. I'm going to be pretty tired. But I'm going to experience jet lag. So I'm probably going to be awake for a long time, or the opposite.
Right.
I'm still going to be pretty tired, aren't I?
Yes. Yes, you will. There's two parts to this puzzle. So Uplift takes care of the jet lag,
Yeah.
the misalignment, the lying awake in the middle of the night or waking up at 4 a.m. Our users tell us now, based on over 20,000 trips, that they fall back asleep. They might wake up, but they fall back asleep.
Wow.
Or they sleep closer to or to their normal wake time. The other part of this is travel fatigue.
Yes.
Which is, I've been in a, metal or carbon fiber tube pressurized for 8, 10, 20 hours.
Yeah.
I'm dehydrated. I got up at midnight or 3 a.m. and I'm tired.
Yeah.
So we provide advice on the travel fatigue part. So with Uplift, you still may be tired because you got up and flew from the UK to the US, your day is very long. Or when you fly back, that's much harder because you're flying overnight. And it's it can be a short flight. It's hard to sleep on planes. So yes, travel fatigue is an issue.
The thing is, I'm speaking from my own experience. I'm sure our listeners will resonate with this as well. It takes a long time to fully reset your circadian rhythm if you don't use this. Let's say that it can be half of your vacation, and if you're traveling for business, probably a shorter a duration of time when you're traveling.
Absolutely.
You're talking the whole business trip.
Absolutely. Numerous studies demonstrate that it can take up to 24 hours for each time zone crossed to recover 100%. So for some, if you use good travel hygiene and you can at least try to sleep on planes, stay hydrated, you might be able to cut that to 12. But still, we're talking days. And it's either your vacation, what's more valuable than that time, or you're a road warrior. And that's how I got into this. I spent my career traveling internationally. I was in the footwear business and ran businesses in both Europe and Asia at the same time.
Wow.
I traveled over 2.5 million air miles. I crossed over 3,000 time zones. And I suffered terribly at times. In fact, it impacted my quality of work, my family, and my health.
Yeah.
All of the above. And then later I met Charles, and he told me about this solution. And I had gotten to know him, and I'd seen his textbooks and his work, and knew that he was a incredible scientist and human being. And I'm like, Charles, where have you been all my life? And does this work? And I started using it on trips to Italy and trips, where I had lived for 6 years. I knew my jet lag. And then I started calling his people in Australia that were using it, and I kept getting the same story. Hey, mate, I don't know how it works, but I've been flying with it for a couple of years and I love it. And after, 10, 15, 20 people, the same stories, we started the business. And now we're working with executives, professional athletes, people who travel. We want to help them. We don't want them to suffer like we did.
And I was gonna say, these people that are traveling for short durations to the destination. So professional athletes, for example, it's the Euros at the moment, football. So there's a lot of that going on, but of course it's all over the world, and athletes from the UK, again in football, are flying across for the Copa America for a short period of time, and you're thinking, how are these guys going to cope? Really interesting product. So, and what's the model then? Is this a direct to consumer
So currently, you can go to the App Store, Uplift Travel Without Jet Lag, and you can download the app. Any consumer can do that. There's a free trial, so you get to try it first currently for a limited time, and then there's a subscription.
Yeah.
But we also work with teams and companies, because for companies that have a lot of global travel, the stress of that travel and the amount of burnout that causes is very significant, very costly, and painful. So we provide services to help educate, engage, and empower travelers on whether they're on teams or companies, so that they really learn how to travel in good health and can maintain, their well-being and productivity and performance.
Sure. Um, the product itself, it sounds like an absolute game changer. And you can't imagine why people wouldn't use it. But of course, it's rarely plain sailing with startup businesses. Always interested to learn more about how you navigate challenges, and where you see that playing out in the future.
Well, I'm a serial founder. This is my fourth startup. It's always a journey. I think some of the there's two big challenges that we've faced in this journey so far. One is that we have a solution for something that people didn't realize there's a solution for. And it's non-traditional. And, we're holistic. We're using the use of pressure points to realign the body clock. A lot of people embrace that and try that, and they're like, wow, this is amazing. I don't want to travel without it. And other people are maybe perhaps skeptical, or they're not familiar with these types of protocols. So there's an education portion to that to bring people up to speed. The other huge challenge that we faced was, remember that COVID thing?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it temporarily cured jet lag.
Yeah.
So we had a little bump in the road that no one could have expected. But we're a very experienced team of multi-serial entrepreneurs. We believe in this product, and we're doing this really to support Dr. Charles Krebs' work and journey and mission, because his science around the use of these pressure points and his protocols have the ability to change and improve the lives of hundreds of millions of people. And we're working in a very narrow part of this today with jet lag, but there is so much more around this.
Yeah, I mean, you mentioned night shift workers.
We did a study on night shift work during COVID. Myself and a co-founder became night shift security guards for over 100 days.
Oh, really?
It was a very humbling experience on all levels, and I lost 33% of my sleep.
Wow.
So night shift affects 15 to 20% of the global workforce. That's 50 million people in Europe and North America alone.
Yeah.
Scores of studies demonstrate that it's devastating to human beings. It shortens your life.
Mm.
So our North Star is not only to be successful with travel, but to make an impact for those people as well working at nights, because this planet's 24/7, and that's not going to change.
I work a lot in the healthcare industry, and of course, doctors and nurses, night shifts, and you're thinking how crucial and critical their work is, and to be not performing optimally because of a lack of sleep or an upset cardiac rhythm, It's crucial, isn't it? It can be the difference between you could save someone's life, surely.
It's absolutely the most essential workers have to work at night. So whether that's healthcare or safety or travel or factories or energy that needs to be produced 24/7, those people are vital to keeping this planet running, and many of them are invisible to us because they work at night.
So, what's next then, Ted? What are you up to currently, and where's the business going from here?
We're scaling Uplift for jet lag. We need to get the word out to travelers that this is a solution that's available, that's easy to use, and that can make a difference for them, and build a sustainable structure around this, because Charles's work and Charles's stake in the company is part of a nonprofit that's dedicated to continuing, this work and study in this area and also others. So this is a global mission to provide natural solutions for a host of modern day problems.
Definitely. Ed, thank you so much for joining us and giving me this overview of what promises to be a really, really great solution. So I wish you very much all the best with it. Guys, this is Ted Finn, the founder of Uplift Ventures. Ted, thank you again.
Lee, thanks so much for having me today. I really appreciate it.